Hey, I ain't gonna lie, like back in the day.
Oh my!
OTF Jam was caught on camera clutching his jacket, seemingly checking if the wires he was wearing were secure, making people even more suspicious. It felt like a throwback to old-school setups where Paranoia ran high. Meanwhile, prosecutors have shifted their focus to Lil Durk's song lyrics, claiming they reveal clues about criminal activity. The buzz started when DJ Academics publicly listed incidents linked to Durk, sparking even more attention. In 2021, Durk's brother was tragically killed, and just a year later, someone believed to be involved in the incident also lost their life under violent circumstances. Now, prosecutors are connecting the dots, while the public stays glued to the drama, wondering what will happen next. A cousin of theirs get clapped 2023. He drops an album. He think about that Chad. It's like Poetic 2022 or 021. Is Brother 2022 get back for both those situations 2023. I'm almost healed due to Lil Durk's desire to recover after the loss of Dang and King Val, as we now know from the account of Lil Durk is linked to an unsealed file in a Chicago case where he's alleged to be behind the passing of Stephen Mack. It's believed Mack was targeted as revenge for the passing of LA. On January 27, 2022, Durk's brother tragically lost his life. While no formal charges have been filed against him, his name has surfaced in unsealed court documents ahead of an upcoming detention hearing, raising eyebrows. Shortly after the death of Stephen Mack, Durk went live on Instagram, making comments that many perceived as mocking the situation. Later, he added even more fuel to the fire with cryptic posts on his story, hinting at possible involvement. In one post, he joked, "Boy, take them little folks right," while someone mentioned slap KH. Durk responded sarcastically, "Look who died, yeah?" What goofy said that? He said, "Bro, like a cheeseburger, nothing cheesy over here." Stupid. The vague yet provocative remarks have only deepened the speculation, keeping fans and critics alike questioning his role in the ongoing case. The situation surrounding Lil Durk and his connection to various criminal activities has been highly publicized in recent years. At the center of the controversy is an investigation involving Chicago gang members, the OTF Only the Family crew, and the tragic death of King Von. There have been rumors, social media statements, and even live streams shedding light on the complex web of relationships, criminal activity, and the subsequent law enforcement actions that have unfolded. One of the most pivotal moments in this saga occurred after the arrest of Lil Durk and the public statement made by rapper Brick Baby regarding the rapper's involvement in violent acts tied to his late friend, King Von. King Von, a rising star in the rap scene and a close affiliate of Lil Durk, was tragically killed on November 6, 2020, following an altercation in Atlanta. The incident has been clouded in controversy ever since, with speculation mounting around the circumstances surrounding his death. Von's death marked a major turning point for the Chicago drill scene and left Lil Durk in a complicated position. Durk, who had long been a mentor to Von, was deeply impacted by the loss, and his response to the tragedy has been a topic of significant discussion in the hip-hop community. Stating that Durk had slid for King Von, a slang term meaning taking violent action against those believed to be responsible for a friend's death. Brick Baby's live stream statement sent shockwaves through social media, particularly when it was revealed that his comments coincided with a specific timeline that investigators were said to be looking into. This timeline allegedly connected the Instagram live session to the very day of the incident, suggesting that there may be more to the story than was initially reported. The authorities are believed to have been using this kind of social media activity as part of their investigation into Durk and his associates. After King Von's death, there was much speculation about who was responsible for the fatal shooting, with many blaming rival gangs and individuals connected to Von's history. In the wake of Von's death, a series of events and revelations began to unfold that seemed to implicate members of Durk's inner circle, with investigators allegedly linking some individuals close to OTF to the shooting incident. In a live stream reaction to his previous statements, rapper Brick Baby publicly declared that Lil Durk could no longer deny his involvement in the situation. Things took a darker turn when it was revealed that 5 individuals, allegedly linked to the Chicago gang scene and to Lil Durk's OTF crew, were under suspicion for being involved in a plot against Quando Rondo, a rapper affiliated with the rival 4PF4 Pocket's full label. This incident occurred after the death of Lil P, an associate of Quando Rondo, who was involved in the altercation in Los Angeles that led to King Von's death. The law enforcement agencies began to focus on this specific incident, which they suspect was part of a larger string of violent retaliatory acts. The individuals accused of being involved in the Los Angeles shooting were reportedly paid with credit cards linked to OTF. This raised significant red flags among investigators, as it suggested that Durk's associates had been involved in organizing the attack. The payments were made using rental cars and flights, which were traceable through the credit card transactions, ultimately leading investigators to connect the dots between these individuals and the OTF crew. The involvement of such high-profile figures added a layer of intensity to the situation as it painted a troubling picture of possible organized crime within the hip-hop community, especially involving well-known artists. The federal charges linked to the OTF case, including those in California, were serious enough to prompt a significant legal response. These charges related to an attempt to assassinate a rival rapper, as well as the broader issues surrounding gang-related violence that had long plagued Chicago. With both federal and local law enforcement agencies involved, the case quickly gained national attention, further damaging the public perception of Lil Durk and his crew. One of the most critical pieces of evidence that caught the attention of the FBI was a video showing King Von shopping for jewelry in the company of two suspects who were later tied to the OTF case. This video surfaced on social media and quickly became a topic of interest for investigators. It revealed the nature of Von's relationship with certain individuals who were allegedly involved in criminal activities. The video was not just a casual moment of Von purchasing jewelry, but rather one of the first tangible links between the deceased rapper and individuals who were suspected of being involved in organized crime and violent acts. The timing of the video, combined with the growing list of connections to OTF, caused authorities to dig deeper into the rapper's inner circle. The FBI's involvement marked a turning point in the investigation as the agency sought to piece together a timeline of events that would explain the rise of tensions between rival gangs and provide a clearer picture of the individuals behind King Von's death. The jewelry video was one of many leads that investigators followed, each bringing them closer to understanding the role of Lil Durk's crew in a web of violence. The investigation into Lil Durk and his associates is indicative of a larger problem facing the hip-hop industry, particularly for those involved in drill music and street culture. This case sheds light on the potential dangers of blending rap careers with gang affiliation. While many in the hip-hop community argue that artists should be allowed to make music without being tied to their past or current associations, the reality is that the culture surrounding gangs and street violence has often intertwined with the rap world. For Lil Durk, the scrutiny surrounding his actions and the actions of his crew could have serious long-term consequences, not only for his career but also for his legal standing. As law enforcement continues to investigate the allegations tied to his name, the rapper will have to confront questions about his involvement in violent acts and whether he is being unfairly targeted or whether there is a genuine link between him and these criminal activities. The case involving Lil Durk, OTF, and King Von is far from over, and as more details come to light, the public and legal system will likely continue to watch closely to see how the situation unfolds. The intersection of music, gang culture, and law enforcement remains a delicate issue, one that will likely continue to shape the lives and careers of those involved in the drill music scene. As the investigation continued, Durk's world seemed to unravel, and with each passing day, his guilt appeared more apparent. The case also revealed that Durk's legal team had been actively assisting him in court, taking a strategic approach similar to those used in high-profile trials. In a statement, Durk's producer mentioned that one of the songs involved in the case played a key role in this ongoing investigation. Further complicating Durk's situation, the connection between his music, the case, and the mounting evidence created a cloud of suspicion over him. The song Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy, recorded 7 months before the Lopab incident, contains lyrics that have been seen as incriminating. One of the lines, "Look on the news and see your son screaming no, no," has drawn attention. It's believed to reference the scene of an incident where someone was in a car, panic-stricken. As the case unfolded, authorities revealed that they received information that linked Lil Durk to the investigation. Brick Baby, a figure connected to the situation, even mentioned that he would have given up Quando Rondo's location to Durk if he had asked. This comment raised further suspicions and pointed to the connections between Durk and the ongoing case. Somebody from your hood, like, listen, I didn't, but at the end of the day, what's wrong with giving my friend the address? Oh, this my boy, he lost his boy, who did it, could be a real. I'm 9 times out of 10. He had to ask me. I probably would have been cool if he even asked anybody if this is even true, but 9 times out of 10, like I said, can I leak a bar? Sure, I said, if you make the car right now, but when it was revealed, Lil Durk's operation saw all of this information against him. Sources allege that Lil Durk's fast prison transfer was caused by issues within his cell block. Being a high-profile rapper likely caused him to be targeted for commissary and money. Some supporters think this may have something to do with Quando Rondo and El Tim attempting to get Lil Durk while he's in jail, as they both conducted interviews the next day discussing Lil Durk's case. However, Lil surprisingly stated that the entire thing could have been prevented, like, I was just protecting my. Quando Rondo opened up about how he felt when he learned it was King Von who had caused the tragic situation. He said, I thought to myself, damn, if Von hadn't done what he did, he'd still be here. It was a painful moment for him, but he also reminded himself to stay grounded. He emphasized that he's a humble person and didn't want to add fuel to the fire or disrespect anyone, especially Von's family. Instead of chasing clout or seeking attention from the situation, he focused on staying true to who he is, even though everything around him was chaotic. This story highlights the tough emotions that come with such tragedies and how sometimes choosing peace and humility is the best path forward. To reveal how Lil Durk had obligations to protect others around him, but had since thrown everything aside the day all this bew that we're talking about is stupid, that could have been handled a totally different way, could have been handled to the point where a song at $34 million could have came out or whatever, like they could have got handled in a legit way, and the music Quando Rondo became enraged upon hearing the news rumors from around the court revealed there's footage from. OTF Jam has allegedly been involved in recording plans related to Quando Rondo's crew. Lil Durk, in a conversation, even mentioned Melly and seemed to express some satisfaction about how things were going in prison. Unfortunately for him, moving to a new cell block made his living situation worse. Charleston White, known for his strong opinions, shared that he's glad to see Durk in jail facing harsh treatment. He strongly believes that when a person takes a life, they lose certain rights, including the right to be treated well in prison. This situation raises a lot of important points about justice and the consequences of actions. It shows that there are always consequences for the things we do, but it also invites us to think about how people should be treated while serving those consequences. It's a complicated issue, and it's up to us to reflect on what we think is fair. To complain about a mothering thing about being mistreated when you done control the play. However, after the announcement, it was revealed that OTF Von could be spying on Lil Durk. Lil Durk found out his co-defendant OTF Von filed for protective custody when they came to court together this week, which got the attention of Lil Durk's best friend Bezu. For real, don't be falsy, all don't even know what the be going on for real. Why all really be trying to play inspect the I get it, sometimes people just start talking without knowing all the facts. First they say one thing, then throw out accusations like snitch without understanding what's really happening. It's like they're just making stuff up. That's why I stay away from anything shady or illegal. Some folks are just trying to get others in trouble, dragging them down with false stories. It's not cool, and it makes things worse for everyone involved. So I'd rather not be part of that chaos. The first time I heard about it, it sounded wild. DJ Academics stepped in to clear up some confusion surrounding the OTF and King Von situation. Sometimes when you see headlines like that, it makes you pause and think, is this really what's going on? I mean, hearing that Lil Durk found out his co-defendant, OTF Vonnie King Von's cousin, had filed for protective custody in court is just crazy. It sounds unbelievable, right? But that's why we need discussions like this to get the truth straight. I'm not here to point fingers or call anyone out, and I'll admit I've probably jumped to conclusions before, just like anyone else. But it's important to get the full picture before making any judgments. Definitely do aim to be correct, and I never try to be incorrect out of malice, right? This is why we love to bring up the paperwork and try to explain it and also increase everyone's knowledge on stuff, because a lot of times these days the headline is way better, Al Yvonne is not snitching according to DJ AX, but just to be sure, Lil Durk made a phone conversation that was leaked to the public stating that they are not taking protective custody. His friend's post caption stated, "Just got off the phone with my brother Lil Durk, he's in good spirits." Staying positive and focused on his main goal, getting back to his kids and family, he made it clear that they aren't about glorifying negativity. We're not just street guys, we're men with honor. He said, highlighting that sticking to the code is what matters, no matter how much money they have. He talked about how they don't need any special treatment, like protective custody, especially in a federal prison. We're all the same, just like everyone else, he added. He also made sure to let people know that once they made their mark, everything changed. It wasn't just about the money anymore, it became about keeping things real and staying true to our values. Is what P-Man send me upstairs, whoever it is I got to add to. Despite the disapproval of DJ Academics on the public broadcast of the phone call, he had to inform everyone that OTF Von was not snitching. BR again, with all due respect, you the guys fighting for his life, I get it, maybe for whatever reason, which I still think would be a dumb reason. Let's say that Durk wants to address the people. You know how you put this out, you say, yo Durk, we on you, let him say what he's saying to the public, and you cut it off. We don't need to hear why back and forth. It seems like Lil Durk might not have intended for this audio to come across the way it did. Anything he does or says goes viral, so even if he had good intentions, talking about certain things like money can easily get misunderstood. However, a lawyer familiar with Durk's case shared his thoughts, and he believes there's still a chance Lil Durk could be released. He said he's cautious, but there's a possibility that Durk could get out, even though it's not certain. The situation is complicated, but there's hope. Say they have a slam dunk case on Lil Durk. I think they have a long way to go to prove the conspiracy against him to Durk Banks. You know, so far I've seen one text that says don't have them associate my name with any kind of flights that they're taking. Certainly that's not a good text, but is that the only text? Because that doesn't, you know, that in itself doesn't stand on its own. Certainly it's circumstantial, but like I said, we have to wait and see what other The lawyer explained that while it's not certain there's a chance Lil Durk could be released depending on how things go, he said that the case isn't a clear win just yet, and much of it depends on whether others decide to cooperate with the authorities. If no one decides to talk, it could change the timeline for Durk's release. The lawyer also mentioned that prosecutors usually go for the easiest targets, those who might be willing to make a deal in exchange for a lighter sentence. Ultimately, everything hinges on the decisions of the people involved in the case and how badly the authorities want to press charges. Maybe someone that was involved that didn't actually, or someone that, but it didn't hit, they're going to have forensics, so they'll take whoever is the least culpable, and I think that they'll approach him and make a deal with him. With that'll be the most attractive, and if that guy doesn't make a deal, they move on to the next guy. So usually that's what happens, right? You go for the lowest hanging fruit first, the guy that you think will flip the guy that. It didn't really have that much involved, and I think what also is interesting with the indictment is it wasn't just money. They're like, oh, it could have been money or it could have been career, advanced music.